Oh, to the garden. It's a New York sound like we in the garden. Huh? Everybody with a check ain't certified. If you look behind these shades, you see a murder house.
Yeah, what's up? What's going on, my creatives? You already know when the ha goes. It's another edition of Cuts. You know what the Cuts stand for? Culture, urban, technology, and sports. It's here. We talk to the creatives, the power players, the tastemakers, the movers and shakers that are moving the culture forward. Nonetheless, to my left, to your right, you know what I'm saying? What can I say about this man, yo? Definitely been hitting the scene for a good long time, son. You know what I'm saying? Substantial vet in the game. A lot of stories he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Got his latest project out right now, Rhythm of Life. It's out now on all DSPs. You need to go check it out. We're going to talk about it here on this platform. You know what I'm saying? This episode too as well. Nonetheless, got my guy, my homie, DJ Big Inf in the building. DJ Big Inf. What's good, son?
Yo, what's going on? Thanks for having me, man.
You already know, son. You already know what it is, B.
Reemo, word,
we
word.
definitely had to, man. I mean, definitely.
Appreciate it.
I've known you for quite some time. Shout out to DJ Chase. You know what I mean?
Worldwide Sounds.
Damn Records. You know what I mean? Yo, you just been really on ground. You know, hitting the ground, running. You know what I'm saying? Making impact and everything like that. And overall traveling too with what you doing and everything. So I want to know what you straight off the rip like. What does it feel like at this point in the moment right now in your career being the vet that you are?
Really at this point it really feels like being the OG. Like I have a lot of the younger artists ask me a lot of questions, guidance, things like that. Of course on a consultation standpoint. But you know, just being in the game for so long, as the game was transitioning into digital, we were still coming off analog. We're talking like the early 2000s.
Right.
You know what I mean? So transitioning from that to this, it's like we had 1 foot in the old way and 1 foot in the new way. That's when I created my imprint, New Industry Music Group, because I always wanted to be a step ahead of the curve of what's happening in music. And that is what kept me going and, going.
Yeah, that's what's up. I mean, listen, man. Listen. As we always talk about here, my creators on Cuts. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like the wary. You know, you gotta be wary of this, man. You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, man, you gotta be 2 steps ahead, maybe 3 steps ahead going forward in this. And also too, when you become a vet, you know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to pivot, or for that matter, adapt. To the new surroundings, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
There's definitely a new guard that's going to come behind you.
Yeah, always going to be changing the guards, always.
Nah, real shit, man, real shit. Yo, this thing go with your origin, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Being from the Bronx, BX, even though Harlem too. But let's talk about being more so being from the BX.
Yeah.
Yo, what was louder growing up? You know what I'm saying? Was the music in your crib or the chaos outside your window?
Man, that is a very good question, Reemo. Yo,
listen,
wow.
I know my creatives. Listen, man. Shout out to Reemo Meerak brand team. Yo,
damn,
we be wilding in pre-production.
That was spot on right there. I want to say it was equally balanced because coming from the Bronx, Fordham Road section, every day is a festival. 25/7. There's always a party. Any hours of the day, it didn't matter. The music volume is always on 12 in everyone's apartment. Things like that birthed Romeo Santos from the Bronx also. Shouts out to the homie Romeo and all of that. But
yes, sir.
He's a byproduct of all of this right now. You know what I mean? And just to witness it come about and to see how these kids have grabbed it and ran forth with it, it's really a beautiful thing. Because being an elder myself, I never wanted to be one of those OGs that'd be like, they shit on all of the new sounds, all of the new waves and things that's coming about.
Right.
I could never do that, because when we was coming up, the industry before us, they was on us. You know what I mean? And they gave us a break, and look what happened. We made our way. We have our Wu-Tangs, our Nas's, our DMX's, our Clips, our Redmen. That's my generation. But the generation before that, they didn't show no love. So being that I saw that in real time, I'm like, who am I to mess up tradition? Let me just step to the side, and all of the youth, the little TJs, the Ice Spices, the K Flocks, all of these kids are from my neighborhood.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Seeing all of them come up, and to see them come up and to do the things that they're doing, yo, it's a beautiful thing. So who am I to knock their hustle?
Yeah, nah, that's what's up, man. I mean, see, that's the thing. Like the whole shout out to Lord Jamal. I believe he's the one that kind of coined the phrase ageism.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He was one of the main people thereof. Don't quote me wrong, my creators, but you know what I'm saying. In hip hop, it's always been that battle. It's always been that battle.
And
you know
it
what I'm saying?
shouldn't be. No other genre is not like that. All of these guys, they, you know, look at Aerosmith and all these other guys. They're still touring. Billy Joel. The list goes on. Why does it have to be a cap in hip hop? Well, I tell you what, my generation, we've put a stop to that. All of the Titans have just released music. Look at what Nas is doing with Mass Appeal. You got Day Live, Raekwon, Ghostface, Mobb Deep, Clips. Yo, so many groups is coming and dropping. You got RZA with the Juice Crew, revamping the Juice Crew. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is a young man's sport, but the elders is what's keeping it alive. That thread of real, authentic hip hop music.
Yeah, man, real talk. And let's stick with what you were saying about the music and everything like that. At what moment did you realize you wasn't just playing music, you was actually moving the culture when it comes to your origin and your story?
It was actually at a block party.
Okay.
You know, this was before Serato, 2 Technique 1200s, mix in the middle. I did a mix. I mixed MOP's acapella How About Some Hardcore with Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do With It instrumental.
Damn.
Yeah, this was a mix damn near 30 years ago. I did this at a block party outside. And from that moment, when I saw how the crowd was reacting, I knew I had something. I had a certain taste, or they allowed me to curate certain sounds that would get my neighborhood moving. Shouts out to Do Up and the Bounce Squad.
Yeah, nah, that's what's up. Now, real talk. Also, too, man, I want to take it. I want to segue. You had recently made a comment on a previous episode. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Julito. You know what I'm saying? From that area,
Mongo.
you know, from Creso.
Yeah.
He was talking about the Mongo Pina. I want to know from you, like, being like how much were you within that moment or in that time frame?
Jeez.
And also, too, I want you to take my creatives to like just seeing that movement firsthand.
Listen, man, Mongo Pino, that movement, that was pretty much our cookies and runts back then, 25, 30 something years ago.
Right.
I've never seen people wait on a line on 194th and Creston, spreading all the way down to Fordham Road to get a dime of Mongo. Now, keep in mind, these Mongo Pino bags, you pulling like 5 blunts out of them. Me personally, I done gave these dudes thousands of dollars. You hear me? Thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Being dedicated
college
to the
fund?
brand.
You
man.
doing college fund numbers?
Now, let me tell you how Mongo Pino gave back to the community in the neighborhood. All of the money that they made, yo, these guys would come outside with pillow bags of weed and give it away to the community because they made so much money. It'll be times I'm going up there to spend $50. I'm walking away with $80 worth of free weed.
Damn.
Because of the love that the neighborhood showed them. So shouts to Mongo Pino. Yo, that was a great moment. We need a movie or something on that. That story must be told because it was a moment.
Nah, but real talk. But was it more so? Was it the strand or was it alone the lifestyle?
It was everything. It was all of that stuff combined. It was the strand, the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And you got to keep in mind, New York City in the early 2000s, everything was kind of different. Social media wasn't really what it was the way that it is today. You know, everything was still hands-on, man. We would have parties. We would go to Jimmy's, La Marina. Oh, man. Yo, let me tell you, man. Listen,
X-Bar.
man. Yeah, the X-Bar and all of that.
The early years salsa con fuego.
Yeah, early years, man. Early years, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when Pun was chasing Jay-Z around. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. But Mongo Pino, yeah.
Nah, that's what's up. All right, man. This should be journey. We definitely want to talk about the latest project. You went from spinning at the block to rocking major acts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was the first moment you felt like, oh man, yeah, it's getting real for me?
I DJ'd for my homeboy Bigfoot at a Zulu Nation anniversary party down at the Puck Building. Now we're talking the early 2000s. It was us, Little Brother. For those that don't know who Little Brother is, you know what I'm saying? They go do your research with that. Us, Wu-Tang, Sons of Man, early Fushnikins, like yeah, so that was my start, just DJing for my homie Bigfoot, and then we just started doing more shows and more shows that morphed over to festivals and things like that. And briefly, we actually have a cameo in the movie Rhyme or Reason.
Oh shit.
Now, for you, only the hip hop heads know what that movie Rhyme or Reason is about. You know what I'm saying? That movie was about basically the early struggles of all hip hop artists from the late 90s and the early 2000s. It was all captioned on film. There's a movie called Rhyme and Reason. Go check that out. I was a part of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man.
Damn, yeah, my crazy. Yo, it never stops here on Cuts, yo.
Word.
Whoever we bring here on Cuts always like comes through and just either they speak of their pivotal moments or
man.
they being a part of a real like special movement within the hip hop culture. It's amazing.
Word.
Nah, real talk. What's one DJ rule you learned in the streets that the industry hasn't caught up to yet?
One DJ rule?
Yeah. You learned in the streets that the industry hasn't caught up to.
Well, I see the industry attempting to catch up to it, and it's just breaking new artists, breaking records,
Right.
playing artists that no one never heard of, giving people a shot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I do that because R.I.P. to DJ K Slay, the Drama King. He gave me a shot, and he ain't know me from a hole in the wall.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? He knew me through affiliation through MOP, of course, but he didn't know Inf. You know what I mean? And through affiliation, he gave me a shot. He used to play my songs on the radio on the Drama Hour, man. So, yo, K Slay, the only DJ, man, that really showed love like that.
Yeah,
Real.
man. I mean, yo, I've crossed paths with K Slay a couple of times. Also, too, I was able to interview him. I want to say that year was, it was just right after the pandemic. I think it was like 21.
Okay.
I want to say it was over at what's the main studio everybody goes to? Quad. Yeah, it was at Quad. And I think that was for his latest project.
Okay.
You know, before he had passed. It was a project he had dropped or whatever. Yeah. And I interviewed him. It was a dope interview. And I got the interview for like 3-4 minutes. But just besides having the opportunity to interview him, but just his energy alone, what he brought to the room, what he meant to the culture, you know.
Yo, K Slay was a real graffiti artist. He was a B-boy.
Right.
So that's why it exuded over like that. He really touched the pavement.
Yeah.
He really did that.
That's true. And then also, too, just overall, like, if you came up to him, you know what I'm saying, as long as you was, like, on your business and not on no BS, you know, he would chop it up with you.
I mean, he going to give you that side-eye look, like, he going to give you that look like you crazy talking to him,
Right.
But if what you say makes sense, then, you know, the homie would just, you know, let his guard down and he'll chop it up.
Nah,
man.
definitely not.
Slay was a good dude, man.
Definitely, R.I.P., definitely rest in peace and blessings to K Slay. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yo, you travel and rock different crowds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like who's harder to impress, the Bronx crowd or the industry elites?
I'm gonna be honest. I think the industry elites are a lot more harder to impress because everyone has their nose up in the sky like they know the formula. No one knows the formula to this. The only people that know the formula to this are the crowd, your fans.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who dictate what's hot and what's not. We're seeing right now the industry crash from these so-called industry plants. The people don't want that. How you doing all of these numbers on social media and playlists, but you can't fill out a crowd in a club. You can't sell out tickets. So these are just signs of things like that the industry has to reshape itself. It's going back to DIY, do it yourself. You know, like, and I'm glad we're talking about that. So this project right here will probably be my last project on any streaming platform. Like after this, I'm going directly to fans, directly to consumers, you know, and that's actually the best option for any artist out there, man. Just cut the middleman out and just build a direct fan base with your fans. J. Cole is showing us the way with his latest run. He's showing us the way how to do it. This is what the industry really don't want you to know about.
Yeah.
But yo, everything is out there. We got all of this technology and all of that. We don't need no middleman.
Yeah.
We do it ourselves, you know?
Nah, definitely. I mean, my thing is to I don't know if you saw the latest that's been said about even with streaming. You know what I'm saying? About there was always this big like debate over the years. I want to say the last like 10 years about radios dying and streaming. And it's like, bro, like radio is still I forgot the person's name. He had Charlamagne had posted the video on his page, right? I forgot the name of the person, but he was telling you how radio's still number one.
It always has been. Like internet streaming, this stuff is made up. It's not really real.
Right.
It's not tangible. So the radio is going to always be relevant to all of this. So I suggest all artists, this is where it comes back to you dealing directly with your fan base. Your fans are the ones that's going to get you put on the radio, not these middlemen. And if you got to pay to play, then you lost.
Nah, real talking also too, with Ray Daniels. I don't know if you saw that.
Shouts out to Ray Daniels. That's the reason why I'm saying everything what I'm saying.
And the Boom Man debate. That was crazy. Yo,
that's what we needed, yo.
Crazy.
We needed that.
That debate was crazy.
We needed that. Listen, sometimes a lot of these promoters, man, y'all taking these people money knowing they ain't gonna pop, man. Like, that's basically what it is. This ain't for everyone. Many may come, a few are chosen. It goes back to the fans. The fans choose you. There's no middleman. No one can make you hot. The fans and your audience can. That's what you need to focus on.
That's even in the follow up, Ray Daniels, I don't know if you saw it on his page, he followed up with a video. And it was in his car and he was expressing, he's like, yo, there's no buying into the industry. This is straight up, yo, the fans are gonna like you or not.
It's real because look at the times that we're living in right now, man. Like, these are some very, very serious times what's happening. And people want something that's real, something that they can gravitate to, something they can grasp on, something they can hold on to. This is the reason why I did my album and curated it the way that it is. Rhythm of my life, all of these feelings, thoughts, and emotions that I've been going through for this past year of my life and this new stage that I'm at in my life. Being the age that I am, I feel like it's my duty to pay it forward. In real life, I'm a social worker. I work at a men's shelter.
Right.
I let my knowledge be, peace to the gods and earths out there. I let my knowledge be born every day. You know what I'm saying? I have 35 students. I teach my lessons every day and these are grown men. I have safe space groups for men because, you know, it's frowned upon where there's a thing where men got to always be, you know, masculine and tough. Yeah. At the end of the day, everyone is human. We all got feelings and emotions. And, you know, not to, you know, switch the topic or whatever, but the album dabbles into things like that because in real life, I'm a social worker.
Right.
So my job is to help the community. Like, I'm a bridge. So my music, it spills over in my music, not to be like a preacher or anything like that, but I'm just letting everything be known in what it is. And from the era that I came from, I'm only paying it forward, man. I'm adding on to the culture.
Yeah, no, I'm going to add on to that. Like, you know, with me, I've told you many times, you know, for years, you know, I've been with DOE, I've been in education. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes with cuts, you know what I'm saying? It intertwines because at the end of the day, I want people to I want us to have the conversations that are different from your typical podcast conversations, or for that matter, real life. You know, real life, and also too to really understand where the creators are coming from, or the power makers, whoever I have here on this platform, to really understand the journey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For you, you know what I'm saying, commending you and big ups to you for wanting to take that journey past hip hop and really intertwine it with something real life as being a social worker for men. You know what I'm saying? But that's key. You know what I'm saying? And I feel even in today's times, I feel like within our community, with the black community, you know, this like whole thing, the stigmatization of, you know, if men express themselves being sissies and all that. Yeah, well, guess what? If men don't express themselves, then we'll still have these issues of men with beating up on women or harming children, or for that matter, not coping with, you know, adapting to society's nuances. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of these guys don't have coping mechanisms. And another thing I've realized is coming from the streets, being of it, rising above it, going back to try to lend a hand to help someone else out. A lot of times, a lot of drama a lot of beef can actually be deterred. A lot of the times, and I've encountered these guys all of the time. I'm always in Melbrook on 138th and Cypress Avenue back there by Bronx, Bruckner Boulevard. I'm all through them streets, and the one common thing I notice is that, a lot of these guys are hungry, literally. No, literally, they haven't eaten. They're hungry. They're frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
They're upset because life isn't going their way. A lot of it, no education, no coping skills. And this isn't to throw shade at individuals. These are just common things that I see that will spiral into a common effect of what we see every day in the hood, which is negativity. And a lot of this stuff could be stopped if people just took the time out and just had a conversation with someone. Like, I'm going to tell you something. One morning I was going to work, Reemo.
Yeah.
I'm in the bodega, this young kid, and I could feel the aggression off of him. I could feel that he wanted smoke, and I could tell he had that thing on him. Like, I felt it. So I kind of bumped into him by accident, and he gave me so much aggression.
Yeah.
Now, I'm saying to myself, I have a son to go home to. You know what I'm saying? I got family and things of that nature. You know what I said to this young man to break the ice? I looked at him, and I could tell that he was hurting inside. I'm like, yo, my man, are you hungry? You want something to eat? And after 5 minutes of cursing, the nigga, he looked at me and was like, yeah. Yo, I bought him a bacon, egg, and cheese with an orange juice.
Yeah.
And I bought him 2 Lucy cigarettes. The nigga gave me a pound and hugged me.
Yeah.
And was like, yo, thank you for just talking to me.
Yeah.
Because he told me, he was like, yo, I had that thing on. I said, yo, my man, I felt it. I'm a social worker. If it could be diffused, let's diffuse it. I got a family to go home to. You still young. You got a whole life. You ain't got nothing to lose. I had something to lose. And at that moment, my pride got the best of me. And I offered him that, and I calmed the situation down. Yo, just think how many times that could save someone's life out here. But it takes for a certain amount of responsibility and patience to deal with that.
Yes.
And being that I'm a social worker, I know how to deal with these dudes. He was hungry and frustrated. That's all it was. Yeah. And I know, you know how it is when you hungry. I know how y'all know how it is when y'all hungry.
Yeah, word.
So we all human at the end of the day. So I always try to have that human component when I deal with people, when I do my music and things of that nature. I always try to play it forward, man. 432, those are the megahertz that I'm on. Good energy. Always.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. You speaking to the choir. Like, I ain't gonna lie, with the youth that I deal with on a daily basis, for the last 14 years, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing I be talking to them about a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I'm a balanced educator, but in the same token, when I get stern, I also follow it up with kindness, because at the end of the day, I want them to understand, like, look, I'm not trying to say I'm not relatable to you or there's a difference because I'm educator and you're child and student. Yeah. But I need you to understand, when you get outside this building, there's not going to be a Mr. Tyson. You know what I'm saying? There's not going to be somebody to want to take a patience of what you feeling or what your emotions are. I'm like, yo, and the one slogan I always tell my students, you know what I'm saying? Yo, separate your mind from your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they never agree. Your heart and mind never agree.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Go into the situation with your mind first. I get it. At the moment, do your best you can to go in with your mind. So, and that's even in today's society, adults too.
Yes.
Yo, you got like me, I ain't gonna lie, man. My careers, you know how it is, man. I'm in the mid 40s now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things, like probably before 30, I want to say even before 25. I might have, entertained the bullshit, right?
Of course, we all have.
Right. But as past 25, 30, 35.
The goal 40, is to get old.
Yeah.
Remember that, people. The goal is to get old. Unless you want to be part of the 27 club. That's another story.
Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But real talk, like, it's like, yo, son, like, when you think about it, it's just not worth anymore. It's just dead not worth anymore. It's like, not. I remember, I think it was like a couple weeks ago. I was on the train, right? And I'm trying to get to work. And somebody came on just wilding, straight wilding. And it was coming close to me. Yo, God, you came at the right time. A stop came. I got off the train, wait for the next train. Dead ass. I ain't give a fuck because at the end of the day,
you gotta pick and choose your battles.
Besides pick and choose your battles, son, it's when you want peace. So when you want peace so much in your life,
I've done that a few times.
What I'm saying?
I've crossed the street when I've seen certain individuals. I'm like, nah, I know this is either gonna go one or two ways.
Right.
Like, but why even entertain that? Let me just go this way.
And then you know what I'm saying? Being that with city workers, that's another hill and a climb.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta fight. And then also too, being that we both got our brands, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm good on that. Now if it gets to like a last resort thing, that's something totally different. You know what I'm saying? And
we always want to be gentlemen first, but the gangster could always come out. We don't want to do that.
Right.
But
right.
I would rather talk to a dude before I take his head off his shoulders.
No, of course, no, 100%, 100%. But it just goes to show you, like when you get older or you get wiser and everything like that, you know, you gotta take those precautions. And even with our youth, I think anybody that's an elder or an adult, I get it. Some feel that the youth are getting out of hand right now. True, but just like as you expressed, they're trying to find ways to express it. They're trying to find ways to like de-escalate themselves or not, you know, what's the best thing I want to say? Not like combust.
They're too stimulated because of this.
Oh my God.
The stimulus is this right here. So that's the issue right there. Just knowing when to put it down and deal in real life.
Yeah.
That's really the issue that I see with a lot of the youth and a lot of guys our age too. Like everyone is just addicted to this device right here. And I hear that, I know that we needed to move on, but listen, man, God forbid things happen and we got to go back to the way it was. Do you know how to read a roadmap? How many of y'all out there know how to read a roadmap?
Right.
When the GPS goes down. That part right there.
Woo!
That's all I'm gonna say.
Man, listen. You touched on this about the latest project, but I want to see let's get this aspect. This new project, what's the difference between the version of you now and the version that, you know, when you first stepped into the game?
Maturity, growth. I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot. I'm at a state whereas I'm letting my knowledge be born. I'm paying it forward. I'm showing people the way. It's no more about bang, bang, shoot 'em up, club music, shorty got a fat ass, this and that or whatever. At this point in life, particularly where we're at in the climate and the condition of the world, the wars that are happening right now, we just need something to gravitate to, something that we all can relate to. So Rhythm of My Life was curated off of, you know, these things that shaped my life that made me want to rap this way. Shouts to DJ Chase and my homie Executive Smash Music. They provided the soundtrack for this occasion, you know?
Nah, that's what's up, man. Yo, if somebody only got one song to understand you, which one you telling them to play and why?
Living in a Dream.
Okay.
I would tell people to play that song because that's a record that is very aspiring, showing wherever you are in life, you can always get over your hurdles and accomplish whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So that song gives me that type of motivation, you know? So I would say Living in a Dream. And a record I have called Numb. Again, I'm only human. You are only human. You know, we're only dealing with the same 24 hours in a day. So these are just emotions that, you know, I was just going through at the time, you know, and just finding a light at the end of the tunnel, man. You know? Nah,
that's what's up. I mean, one thing I could always say about you is you've always stayed grounded. Even when I shot your music video for Expressway, you know what I'm saying? What you was wanting in that video, you know what I'm saying, versus any kind of direction I was given, you know what I'm saying, I understood it, you know what I'm saying, and that for me with you is a testament to what you've always been, you know what I'm saying.
Appreciate
like
it.
Just, you know what I'm saying, just like the fact that you wanted, like, Grand Concourse and Fordham, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's like the center pot
Yeah.
for that.
It's the main
shot
artery right there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The shots that you wanted off that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Park Avenue shot that we went to.
Yeah, by the Metro
shot,
North, yep.
The shot by the wall, the graffiti wall, I think that's 180. That's not 188. That might be 180.
188th. That was 188th.
That was
by the
188th?
steps.
Yeah.
188.
Went to the steps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Yo, that's just, you know, testament. So definitely with this latest project you got, you know what I'm saying? I definitely felt it, you know, of what you was speaking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When building a sound, you know, are you thinking like a DJ, a producer, or a storyteller?
When building a sound,
Mm-hmm.
always thinking as a storyteller, but I curated as a DJ.
Okay, take us into that.
So this album right here, Rhythm of My Life, initially it wasn't an album. These were just a bunch of songs that I was recording. So one day I'm in my apartment and I'm listening to all of the music. And then it just clicked to me and I'm like, yo, I'm recording all of these songs in a certain order, not realizing that everything is connected and synced to one another. So what I did was, after I got all of the songs, because I may have recorded about maybe 30 or 40 songs, and out of those 40, I've only taken 12 for this project, because these 12 made more sense and they were more conclusive after one another. So after I got these 12, I'm listening to them. They wasn't in the order that we have today. I had to rearrange it at least several times and fit it to whereas I'm telling the story in my life, basically. From the first song, Rhythm of Life, to the second song, Fools, the third song, Tears, and Money Goes, you know, just things like that. These are all moments and experiences in my life that actually happened, and I just actually happened to curate it and write it down at the time of being consistent of going to the studio right after work or on the weekends, because I be tired, you know what I'm saying, working a 9 to 5,
brother,
and then you still got to make your dream happen, because I'm like, listen, if I just gave 8 hours to this company, I got to put in 8 hours to my company. So that's how I've been basically doing it, just one step forward, man, and that's how I got this project, Rhythm of My Life. It's a reflection of everything that I've been going through.
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And then, yo, what's your secret sauce for knowing a record's gonna hit before the crowd reacts? Like, what do you feel is your secret sauce, or how do you like feel the record or no?
I think it's the authenticity of what's being said and how it's being said.
Okay.
And you know, timing is everything. You got to read the crowd. Like me, I read the room in anywhere, any aspect of life. I always treat it as if I'm the DJ. I'm going into an interview. I'm the DJ, an interviewee. That's the club. So I got to read this interviewee, his body language, to know what to say, to how to stroke his ego and things of that nature. So that spills over to me in everyday walks of life, to the point where it's what it is. Like, there's no other way. I'm going to be hip hop until the day I go into the ground. Like, there's no other way around it. I try to fake it and pretend it. Any walks of life, anywhere I go, I always have someone walking up to me, asking me, you do something. What do you do? Because I don't advertise what I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I always get that, well, what is it that you do? Like, I feel like you should do something. So I think that is what people see in me. I guess they see my aura, like that good energy, man. Just, I embody this culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And been a lot, man. Like, I have my Biggie stories, my Pac stories, and these rappers are like, these kids look at these rappers as gods. Yo, I've smoked weed and ran with these people.
Damn.
That people put on a pedestal, like the Pacs, the Biggies, the Charlie Murphy, God bless his soul. Larry Davis, God bless his soul. This Fox from MOP, God bless her. Fred the Godson, God bless his soul. These are all people that had pivotal moments in my life. You know what I'm saying? That curated my life to me being the person that I am today. Word. A lot of moments, man. A lot of heavy shit.
Damn, son. Yo, did you ever make something that you knew that was fire, but the world slept on it?
Yeah, I did a few joints back in the day. A lot of underground records. I did this record with Mims called Count on This. I knew it was dope at the time. Mims was just coming off of This Is Why I'm Hot. You know what I'm saying? So I did a record with him. It caught fire overseas. It just didn't catch wind over here. You know what I'm saying? But I was compensated well in Switzerland.
Nah, and I want to know about what you like as far as like your overseas journey. Like, take us to like what made it seem easier with that journey versus over here domestically in the U.S.
Well, from my experience, people overseas, particularly in Germany, they are much more open to the authenticity of hip hop. So the rap music we in the States listen to, like your Gunners, the Young Thugs, and they don't listen to none of that shit out there. And that's no disrespect to to mainstream rap, but overseas they embody the culture.
Right.
They actually celebrate graffiti, breakdancing, b-boying, DJing. Like we just had a hip hop Olympics, like last year? Like, come on, like that right there shows you how much they appreciate the culture. That's why you have artists like Smith & Wesson, Camp Lo, Jurassic 5, the list goes on. These Das Effects, they still perform to this day because there's an audience that wants real music, the music that they grew up to in the 90s.
Right.
Onyx, all of these guys, they still hieroglyphics. They still, everyone is still active. So that's telling me we're on the right path with what we're doing because that music is standing the test of time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. I mean, everything had its moments. You know what I'm saying? Each era or each decade within hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The last 53 years?
50, hip hop is like 51, 52, something like that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was always a change, and it wasn't like it lasted forever. You know, something else came up, something else arose. You know what I'm saying? Or for that matter, a group of fans, you know, rallied the next person that was authentic or close to being authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thereof. And just, you know, I feel with hip hop, it always has this weird move the goalpost standards. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's because it's aggressive.
Right.
It's very competitive. So hip hop is the only genre where it's literally competitive, where you literally can die. Literally. This is the only genre of music where these things can happen. It's a Game of Thrones. You don't have no other genre of music where you get a Biggie and Tupac situation.
Right.
You won't have no other genre of music where you'll get a Pop Smoke situation or a P&B Rock or a Nipsey Hussle. Only we do that. Only our culture does that. Why? I don't know. I feel like it's dysfunction. You know, sometimes you could take someone out the jungle, but you can't take that mentality out the person. So that's my take on that. I feel, again, hip hop is a beautiful thing, but it's a very, very caveman Conan combative sport, which I love. Like, steel sharpens steel, but it should only be on wax, like on air. Like, it shouldn't spill over to real life.
Yeah,
I never spill over to real life.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like you know, unfortunately, media played its part of the years of beef and violence.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Unfortunately, you know, we did get the music, but it carried over way too far. And only if the contributors that were then had the mindsets now. You know what I'm saying. And unfortunately, you know, social media wasn't as pervy to us then as it is to us now.
Yeah, you're right.
You know
It wasn't. So these are, I guess everything happens for a reason. These are all steps, you know what I mean? Those are things that is a part of our history. Hopefully moving forward, now that we have social media that can bring us all together, it could avoid a lot of bloodshed.
Yeah, and then speaking of which, like, you've been in this game long enough to see, you know, eras change.
Yeah.
You know, what's something today DJs are getting wrong?
Well, for one, they don't actually play their music on their own. They're letting Serato dictate the blend, which record to play. No one is going off of instinct no more. My generation, the Scram Joneses, the DJ Premiers, the DJ Scratch, you know, we go off of impulse and instinct. That's why the music hits the way that it does.
Right.
It just does. And I guess it's the same thing as, look at the NBA. I hear that they're about to take away the dunk contest.
Yeah, it's just about time. It's about time. I mean, we could talk about it's about time.
So listen, I make the comparison because the dunk contest is equivalent to how the DJs with the scratching and trend. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to see that, but the new they don't give it. Like, the new generation don't give a shit about no goddamn dunk contest. That's something that the Jordan, the Dominique Wilkins, that's our era. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, I just had to compare it with the dunk.
Yeah, I feel you.
The fact that they want to do that is insane.
Because you got to figure, put it like this, even though, because social media unfortunately plays a huge part in that, right? As far as you seeing people doing every single type of dunk, but then when it comes to the NBA, because the NBA is supposed to be the best athletes in the world,
Holy Grail of it,
the best athletes in the world, but it's not the exact people, the exact superstars.
Not entertaining as he once
was. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, you had, I don't want to say specialists, but the people that were dunking, they also had something to market off of. If you think about the people that were in the previous dunk contests.
Yes.
They had something to market off of.
Yes.
So now, if you're getting the Joe Schmo 7th, 8th off the roster, that there's not that much marketability.
It's not exciting. It's not exciting as
like,
it
what do we
once
look
were.
at? And then they're doing horrible errors. They're slipping. They're, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying in performance an error is not going to happen, but it's like, dog, just constantly over and over. And then when you did have the ones that were doing it and killing it or whatever, you was jerking them on the scoring. So then now what do you think is going to happen? All right, well, if you're doing that, because even the narrative of blaming LeBron, I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. It's like, I get it in a sense. All right, LeBron's somewhat accountable, but somewhat accountable. But to really put it all on, it's like, stop it. Yo, dude, LeBron can't make these other people jump and do what they're supposed to fucking do. You know what I'm saying?
And to spin on into that real briefly, like the NBA, this new era, these cats, I don't think they had the same dedication as our Kobe's, our Michael Jordans, our heroes from our yesteryears. You know what I'm saying? Like, this new generation, I don't really see the hunger in it. So I'm not really surprised that they want to take away the dunk competition because everything is just so convenient. A lot of them ain't really have to go out there and get it the way our era ball players got to it. You know what I'm saying? Like our Tim Duncans, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Garnett's,
Chris
Vince Staples, you know what I'm saying?
Vince Carter's.
Come on, yo, Vince, come on, yo. Like, it's never going to be that era, D Brown. It's never going to dominate. It's never going to be that era of ball playing again, I feel. Because the love just isn't there. And a lot of those guys were broke before they became the household names, but they were very phenomenal on their come up.
Right.
So I guess we're glad that we got the internet and watch 90s basketball. Same with boxing.
Don't go with me with boxing. Boxing is the new WWE for
bro,
me.
I just watch old boxing from the 80s. If I want to watch boxing, I just watch old school boxing, yo.
Yes, son.
For real, man. Rhythm of My Life, man, in stores right now.
Yes, definitely. All right, man. Let's get the bars of cap real quick. Hold on, let me get to it. There we go. Bars of cap, my creators. You know what bars of cap here. You know what I'm saying? Bring up segments for our guests, and we ask them the segments, ask them the scenarios and everything like that. Bar, they agree with cap, pretty much a self-explanatory cap. You ready, DJ Big Inf?
Let's get it.
All right, let's get it. Real DJs don't need playlists. Bars or cap?
Bars.
All right, why bars?
Because you're going off of feeling and instinct. I don't need playlists, man. Word. I'm going in.
The crowd don't control me. I control the gal. Bars or cap? That's pretty much a bar.
That is a bar. You got to
Yeah.
read the crowd. You got to control the crowd.
All right. Let's see. I like this one right here. Transitions matter more than the song selection. Bars or cap? Ooh.
Transitions matter more
Than the song selection. Ooh. That's tough.
That's cap.
All right. Let's go with it.
I'm going to call cap on that. And the only reason why I'm going to call cap on that is because technology is cheating and is blending two songs that's not supposed to blend. So I'm going to call cap on that.
I bet. The industry don't reward the most talented, just the most visible. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely bars. We're going through right now, definitely.
Bars.
Gatekeeping still exists heavy in the DJ world. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Speak on that, brother. Speak on that, brother.
Well, I don't want to say no names.
Okay.
But it's a certain DJ from the Bronx.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Man.
I'll leave it at that. Shouts out to Kid Capri, yo, and Doo-Wop. Those are my guys, yo.
Yes,
Those
indeed.
are my idols. Those are who I looked up to.
The Bronx doesn't get much. The Bronx doesn't get the credit it deserves in today's hip hop scene. Bars or cap?
Word. It definitely doesn't. That's a bar.
Okay, but speak on it.
Because look at the presentation. Look at who they have representing us on a worldwide stage. Although we have the internet, look who they have representing us. All I'm gonna say is that.
All right, I bet. You got to leave the Bronx to really blow up. Bars or cap? That's tough.
Nowadays, yeah, that's tough. It's 50-50. It ain't where you from, it's where you at. You got this right here.
Yeah.
Listen, you can make it happen.
Do whatever you want.
Yep.
Bronx DJs got a different ear than the rest of the world. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Speak on that, brother.
Listen, me having the ear that I have, that's the reason why I morphed into rapping. I never really had a problem with no other DJ from any other borough, but I look at the Bronx as something different because of Doo-Wop and Pete Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Rock is the reason why I do what I do. Shouts to Pete Rock.
Pete, you gotta pump to the pod, yo. Pete Rock, you gotta pump to the pod, yo.
Rap album, like, come on, man. Like, it gets what DJ you know is doing that?
Super facts.
What other DJ you know did that?
Hey, super facts. All right, being a DJ today is easier than ever. Bars or cap?
Woo! That's cap and a bar because you have Serato. Anyone can be a DJ now. So, yeah. This is nasty work. You can be a DJ right on your phone.
Hey,
crazy.
Listen, with the AI and the
Crazy.
whole shebang.
Crazy, man.
Let's see. Social media matters more than your actual talent. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Whew.
It's nasty work.
Whew.
Nasty work.
Oof. Yo, all right. On your sets, or if you did shows, right? When was there a time like you could tell that the talent was just here because of social media?
So I'm gonna be honest. The groups that I've DJ'd for, like groups like MOP, these groups had hardcore fan bases. So the people that showed up wanted to see the groups. I'm from a different generation, so I haven't been to an event where people are there just because of social media. Thankfully, I'm still a part of that cloth where every event I'm at, there's people there that want to see the artists.
Right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right.
Damn, that's a thing now.
And no, but no.
Sheesh.
I think what it is because, and I can only attest to it because being with Chase, the times we had covered and did like showcases or covered events that, okay, maybe a talent got their rise, not necessarily because of the talent, but it was because off social media, like things popped up, and then when they actually perform, you know what I'm saying? It's like All right, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I try to stay away from stuff like that.
Okay.
I try to stay grounded, as much grounded to the culture as possible.
Right. That's what's up. Longevity is harder than blowing up. Bars or cap?
That's bars.
Speak on it, brother.
Because you're building something over time. Anyone could just blow up overnight, and we see what happens. What goes up must come down. However, if you're building a fan base through time, you can eat with that loyal fan base. Again, J. Cole is showing us the way. He's showing us.
That's a whole fact.
He's showing us. All you young up and coming artists out there, y'all really need to pay attention to what J. Cole is doing. The industry is hating him right now. Jay-Z despises him right now. Trust me. He is cracking the whole matrix code with this move and rollout for his album.
Now, that's what's up. Paying dues is still necessary in today's game. Bars or cap?
Well, I guess it depends on who you asking. If you asking an OG like me, yeah, I would agree. But if you ask someone 20, 30 years younger than me, they probably don't know what paying dues is because of this. Like, they don't know never know what it'll be to be a roadie or carry crates or travel and don't get paid to do shows and always show up in this. They don't know what that's like because they have the instant gratification of me, gimme. The constant stimuli, as I said earlier.
Yeah, we got a few more here, and then we're gonna definitely wrapping it up.
Word.
DJs deserve more credit as artists, not just support roles. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Speak on that.
If we want to get technical, Quincy Jones was a DJ. If it wasn't for Quincy, we wouldn't have Michael. So, I mean, I'll just leave it at that.
Damn. My creative. Damn.
I had to go to the highest.
Damn, you trying to get me in trouble? Trying to get cuts in trouble,
Listen,
son?
man, if it wasn't for Quincy doing what he did, then we wouldn't have got no Thriller. And remember, it was Off the Wall before Thriller when he put
his foot and elbow in that shit. Oh, son.
Leave it at
that. Damn, yo.
Yeah.
Hold up. You gotta breathe on that one for a minute.
Facts.
Good. Damn.
We important.
No, super facts. No, damn.
Important, man. Quincy Jones was a DJ, yeah.
Damn. Yeah, if you put it in that sense.
Yeah. Curated Mike whole sound, yeah.
Ooh. Damn, boy. We get to it here on Cuts, my creators. Listen, yo, you can hear a DJ's identity through their set. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Definitely bars. Speak on that.
Yeah.
Definitely from the clues to the drama, you know,
certain
DJs,
DJs, Green Lantern, all of them. You can
yeah,
definitely tell who's who. Alchemist, Premier, you can definitely tell.
That is a whole fact, kid.
Definitely can.
The best DJs don't follow trends; they create them. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Speak on that, kid.
I don't write. I don't follow crowds. I don't follow trends. I just write my life. You could hear it in the song. We set the trends. You know what I'm saying? DJs set the mood for everything, and that spills over in all walks of life, man. Me personally, I could definitely vouch for that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But I want to say lastly to you.
Okay.
What do you, DJ Big Inf, want to tell 7-year-old you? Matter of fact, no, 6-year-old you about how great things are now?
Oh. I would say the best is yet to come and better days ahead.
Okay. All right, man. Yo, you got your camera right there. Look to it. Let everybody know where to follow you at. My creators, he gonna let you know where to follow him at and everything. You know, heard?
Yeah. So what up, people? You already know what it is. Your boy DJ Big Inf. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, aka X, and all social media streaming platforms at DJ Big Inf. My new album, Rhythm of Life, is out right now. Put my mind, body, and soul into that. New EP dropping with my partner Nexus Hops. My boy just came home, touchdown from doing 10 years. We got an EP coming out, 3 songs, good energy, produced by Executive Smash Music. Just hip-hop music, more mixtapes. Got the Ivy League series coming through with my boy Sam. Got an album dropping with my boy Reddy, man, just working. Got something coming with Ice Spice real quick.
Oh, nice.
Yo, we just working, man. We working.
Now that's what's up.
Yeah.
My Crabs, you already know this, man. There's another edition of Cuts. You know what I'm saying? iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, Apple, DJ Chase Radio, Amazon Music. You know how this goes, kid. You know where to follow me at Reemo Meerak _ as well as Culture, Urban, Tech, and Sports. You heard? You know how this goes, kid. Hands over the eyes. Ain't the one, baby. It's the 2 up. Turn that 2 over. Ruger's up. You already know what it is, man. That's peace.
Oh, to the garden. It's a New York sound like we in the garden. Huh? Everybody with a check ain't certified. If you look behind, they say you see a murder house.